The Revivalry hits the diamond for a 3-game weekend series between the Baylor Bears and the TCU Horned Frogs right here at Baylor Ballpark. The Bears are searching for their first series win over TCU since 2019, and you can catch all of this Friday night action right here on the Baylor Lariat Radio. Hi everyone, and I hope you all are doing well. I'm Jeffrey Cohen here alongside me for the weekend, Andrew Denk. And Andrew, over the last couple of years, this has been pretty lopsided. It's gone in the way of the Horned Frogs, who have just been dominating the Bears in the Mitch Thompson era. But now coming into this weekend series, they're a little bit more even than what we're used to.
Absolutely, and like you said, it's been more than lopsided. TCU has won 33 of the last 48 matchups against Baylor, and they've won the last 5 straight series. It's been since 2022 that the Bears have actually won a series against the Horned Frogs, and that in part has been due to the amazing hitting of the Horned Frogs, which this year has been less than subpar. The Horned Frogs and the Bears are currently tied for 6th. The only difference is that the Horned Frogs have 1 game better of an overall record, tied in conference play. But the biggest thing here is the lack of hitting. Both the Bears and the Horned Frogs are tied with a .266 team batting average for 2nd worst in the Big 12. And when it comes to the Horned Frogs this year, Jeff, they've really been missing their pitching. Yeah. Star pitchers all around, like Tommy Lepore, have been out. Relievers getting Tommy John surgery. It's been a plague for this team, and it's something they're looking to improve upon.
Yeah, and for an overall year, this is not what TCU wanted. They came into the season, preseason number 10 in the D1 baseball poll. They were preseason number 1 in the Big 12 with 13 votes, and then they fell out of the top 25 on March 16th. And now, as it stands, over 2 months into the season, TCU now at 22-14, 8-7 in conference play, as you said, tied for 6th with Baylor, who's kind of where they were last year, kind of middle of the pack in the Big 12, standing at 21-15 overall, and then 8-15 in conference play. Just 1 game under TCU in overall record, but the same conference record. But with those numbers on paper, this looks like this could be Baylor's best opportunity to take the series over the Horned Frogs since they last beat them in 2019.
Absolutely. This is a series the Bears are definitely looking to win. The fans are excited, and everyone here is ready to go for a nice weekend of Baylor baseball.
Yeah, and as you said, a couple of pitching injuries for TCU, and I think that's one of the keys to this series is who's going to take advantage, who's going to get these quality starts. And I think that's what's going to propel for TCU, as you said. Tommy Lepore, who was first-team all-conference last year, he was supposed to be that Friday night guy this season, but after his opening day start against Vanderbilt, has been out with a flexor strain. And then Luis Rodriguez was a staple in that bullpen last year with a sub-350 ERA. He's been out the entire year, got Tommy John surgery in the preseason. But then for the Bears, you really need to bounce back. Lucas Davenport and Zach Wallace last weekend in Cincinnati, both allowing 6 runs on 7 hits against the Bearcats. They're going to need to come back and bounce back in a big way.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking at Davenport's numbers here, he had a good start to start off his day, but towards the end, he tailed away, let up some late runs that inevitably ended up in a Bears loss. He's looking to come out here strong. He went 5 1/3 last time. I would expect Mitch to pull him somewhere around the 4th today and really lean heavily on that bullpen, which has been pitching so well deep into games recently. I think the Bears' ticket to success might be their bullpen today. Jeff?
Yeah. Well, we're going to see. We're a couple minutes away from first pitch here at Baylor Ballpark, as one of the biggest series of the season for both these teams, looking to stay in the mix for the Big 12 tournament. It's the Revivalry, Baylor TCU, and we're a couple minutes away from first pitch. And you're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Hey there, Bears! Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
As we gear up for first pitch on this Friday night at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, it's Bears and Horned Frogs. The rivalry is back, but as you had mentioned, Andrew, before the break, TCU has not been great, particularly on paper as a team. They've not been fantastic. 266 team batting average, which is second to last in the Big 12, tied with Baylor. And then that team ERA of 5.78. But when you look at this lineup, while overall they've not been as impressive, they've got guys that can really swing the bat and swing it well.
Absolutely, and especially highlighting their right fielder, Sawyer Strassnider. Sawyer currently stands as the number 7, the 7th overall projected pick in the MLB draft this season. He's the number 2 prospect in all of college. He stands 6'2", 205 from Brock, Texas, and in his freshman year, Jeff, he did it all. He was College Baseball Foundation All-American team, freshman hitter of the year, freshman player of the year for Perfect Game, second team All-American by Baseball America, Big 12 All-American, Big 12 freshman of the year. He hit like a rocket, and he leads his team with 10 home runs. Now he's batting today in the 3-hole, but he should not be outshined also by the man batting in the 2-hole. That is Cole Kramer, the graduate student, playing second base, batting .322. If those guys are on today, Jeff, that could be a huge problem for the Bears, especially the pitching staff needs to keep the 2-hole and the 3-hole in control. If they do that, it should be a smooth sailing day on the Brazos, but if not, it could be some choppy waves out in the water.
Yeah, Strassnider, as you said, reigning Big 12 freshman of the year, leads the team 10 home runs and 41 RBIs, and then Cole Kramer is one of only 2 players that are hitting above 300, leading the team with a .322 batting average. And yesterday, RJ Rouet, when he was talking to the media, he had mentioned, they've got great hitters. And he said this series is going to boil down to Baylor limiting those free bases, going right after guys, making those pitches, and getting the timely hits. And in the end, it all just boils down to playing their game, and that's really the key to winning this series and to winning any series. Mitch Thompson also said that the rivalry's there, but really when it comes to playing Big 12 opponents, this is no different. You got to come and show up, and you got to win. And the energy's riding high with the Bears. They had a 12-inning thriller on Tuesday against UTSA. Saw 19 total pitches between both teams, almost 5 hours long. But in the end, it was Tice Armstrong with a game-tying home run in the bottom of the 12th, and then Dylan Perez with his 5th career base hit with the walk-off to send the Bears home happy with a 10-9 victory. And you need energy. You need energy coming into a series like that, and that's as good as it gets.
Absolutely, and the fans here are electric. This stadium is packed, one of the biggest crowds I've seen here at Magnolia Field.
All right, we'll step aside just for a few moments, and we'll come back with our lineups and first pitch. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears! Are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
We're just a moment away from first pitch on the Brazos. Baylor against TCU. But before we get underway on this Friday night, Andrew, can you give us our starting lineups?
Absolutely. For the Horned Frogs today, batting first, number 11, left fielder Colton Griffin. In the 2-hole, we have second baseman, number 7, Cole Kramer. Batting in the 3-hole, we have right fielder, number 10, Sawyer Strohsnyder. In cleanup, we have center fielder, number 15, Chase Brunson. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, number 6, Noah Franco. Batting sixth, we have first baseman, number 27, Brady Dollamore. Batting seventh, we have third baseman, number 1, Jack Bell. Batting eighth, we have catcher, number 16, Nolan Schrager. And batting in the 9-hole, we have shortstop, number 5, Lucas Franco. For the home Bears today, we have batting first, shortstop, number 6, Travis Sanders. Batting second, second baseman, number 5, Pearson Reebok. Batting third in right field, we have number 9, Brady Janusek. Batting cleanup for the Bears, as always, first baseman, number 11, Tice Armstrong. Batting fifth and playing designated hitter, number 0, Dylan Perez. Batting sixth, third baseman, number 2, Brighton Clements. Batting seventh and playing left, Ty Johnson. Batting eighth, catching, number 4, J.J. Kennett. And in the 9-hole, center fielder, number 22, freshman Bo Caraway for the Bears.
Thanks, Andrew. And then the defense for the Bears, J.J. Kennett getting the nod behind the dish. Tice Armstrong will be at first. Pearson Reebok and Travis Sanders, like always, up the middle. They're that middle infield duo for the Bears. Brighton Clements gets the nod at third base. And then Ty Johnson in left field. Bo Caraway in center. And then Brady Janusek in right. And on the bump for the Bears every Friday night so far this season, besides a couple with injuries, Lucas Davenport, the redshirt junior right-hander out of Prosper, Texas, the transfer from Blinn College, coming in with a 3.56 ERA through 30 and a third innings pitched. But he's also coming off his worst start of the season, gave up 6 runs on 7 hits in just over 5 frames against Cincinnati. It's his first pitch to Colton Griffin. Called a strike, and we are underway on this Friday night here in Waco.
Beautiful night here on the Brazos. Pretty cloudy, but the clouds keep it cool. Nice 75-degree temperatures here at 6:30.
As this one is fouled back to the screen. No balls, 2 strikes to Griffin. A great crowd here at Baylor Ballpark. By far the best of the season. And the Bears' first matchup against TCU at home in 2 years. As Griffin fouls back the 0-2. Griffin, a .282 hitter on the season.
Looks to be 3 straight fastballs from Davenport here to start the at-bat. Definitely attacking early, wanting to get ahead in counts. Not wanting to fall behind any of these potentially dangerous TCU hitters.
That one, a breaking ball, misses low. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, nobody on. Griffin's .282 average, that's 3rd on this team. So we mentioned in the pregame, only 2 Horned Frogs hitting above 300. This one, a slow roller over to Reebok at second. He flips it over to first in time for the first out of this ball game.
Second baseman number 7, Cole Kramer.
Great pitch there. Just got him to roll over it. Exactly what you want to do to a contact hitter in the leadoff spot.
So now that brings up Cole Kramer, the second baseman.
Cole, an equally dangerous runner as he is a hitter. 8 stolen bases on the year for him.
That first pitch, a center cut fastball, called a strike. It's 0-1. He's had a very strong April so far, hitting .389 with 7 RBIs. The 0-1. Another called strike at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes. As Davenport gets ahead in the count to both of the first 2 batters.
He's working that changeup in there nicely, just tunneling it with that fastball, but it drops 10 miles an hour. The hitter's not ready for it.
Fastball blows it right past him. It's a called 3rd strike.
Just setting him up every single pitch is a pitch to work towards the next pitch. That changeup in the 0-2 count, he drops it right into the bottom half of the zone. At 85 miles an hour, he comes and attacks high with a pitch that looks like it's going to go to the same spot, but flies high, 10 miles per hour faster. Not much a hitter can do about that.
So 2 quick outs for Lucas Davenport. His first pitch to Sawyer Strohsnyder. Another called strike at the knees. He's been working that low part of the zone so far.
Strohsnyder, despite only batting .279, has an OPS of over 1,000 on the year. That's very hard to do if you're batting under 300. So if he gets a hold of a ball like he does there, it could be a problem.
Hard ground ball that beats the shift into left field. The Bears had 3 infielders to the right of second base against the lefty swinging Strohsnyder, who pokes it the opposite way and will serve as the first TCU base runner on Friday night.
First hit of the day comes from the most highly anticipated player in this matchup.
So Chase Brunson gets hit on the elbow on that first pitch from Lucas Davenport. So that'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the first inning.
Just keep it. He needs to keep attacking the zone out there on the mound. Don't get too worried about that runner. 2 fast runners on, but it doesn't matter now. You're in a 2-out situation. Right now, the #1 priority needs to be getting a ground ball or a strikeout or even a pop-up to just get out of the inning. Don't worry about what's happening behind you in the bases.
So now it's a designated hitter, Noah Franco, looking to cash in. Swings in that first pitch, fouls it right to his own dugout down the first base line. TCU wearing their road gray uniforms. Purple letters and numbers with the white piping, and then their purple hats and helmets. This one a hard ground ball down the first base line, but it will go just foul. No balls, 2 strikes. And then the Bears wearing gold uniforms, white pants, with the green Bears across the chest, and green caps with the gold BU on this Go Gold night at Baylor Ballpark. Big swing and a miss. Got him on the breaking ball. And Lucas Davenport, his second strikeout of the inning, strands runners on first and second. And keeps the Horned Frogs empty-handed. So we head to the bottom of the first, and we'll get our first look at the Baylor lineup when we come back. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
So on the mound for the Horned Frogs, it's Trevor Baumler making his 5th start of the season, his 12th appearance total. Came in this season as a bullpen arm, but filling in for Tommy Lepore, who has been out almost the entire year. Now coming in with a 7.09 ERA through 26 2/3 innings pitched. A 1-2 record for the Horned Frogs starter, as he'll face Travis Sanders, Pearson Reebok, and Brady Janusek here in the bottom of the first inning. That first pitch to Travis Sanders, fastball misses away. Sun starting to poke out between the clouds.
Sanders not had the best of months here in April. Batting average dropped about 50 points. Was batting almost 400 there in the beginning of the month, and now he's batting around 338 as of the beginning of today.
The 1-0 pitch was called a strike right down the middle. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Sanders. This one a chopper over to third base, caught in the air by Jack Bell, who zips it across the diamond in time to beat Sanders by half a step.
The second baseman, number 5, Pearson Reebok.
So now it's Pearson Reebok who's coming up to bat. Hasn't had a great sophomore campaign, as he'll look at strike 1.
Yeah, the Bears definitely want to see more out of him as the season continues toward its final stretch. Only batting .208 on the year. Another player that struggled in the month of April. 4 hits in the series against Cincinnati last weekend, or 2 weekends ago, I apologize. But he has been getting a lot of doubles, a lot of extra base hits. Keeps his OPS a little higher, slugging a little higher, but not much to be said for him this campaign.
So he fouls off the 1-1 pitch, so it's now 1-2 to the Bears' second baseman, who had a rough start to April. He was 0 for his first 14, but has really started to pick it up last weekend in Cincinnati. Went 4 for 9, had himself 3 doubles, and then had 2 walks against UTSA on Tuesday as he fouls The 1-2 straight back.
Started up the season very hot, though. Was named to the Round Rock Classic All-Tournament team back in early March when this season began.
As he rips this one into the right center gap, converging is Brunson, who makes the catch on the warning track to retire Pearson Reebok, who gave that ball a ride. 90 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, it just hung up a little bit there at the end. I was hoping it would continue to fly out. The wind is blowing ever so slightly out towards center field, just enough to maybe push a ball a little bit further, but that one didn't quite catch the wind and died off right at the warning track.
And we could see that American flag in center field blowing to the outfield and slightly, as you said, towards right field as well. The first pitch to Brady Janusek fouls that one off of the catcher Nolan Traeger's mask. So Traeger, who's the starting catcher tonight for TCU. Brady Dallimore at first, Cole Kramer at second, Lucas Franco at short. Jack Bell will be at the hot corner. The 0-1, a fastball, paints that low and outside corner, called strike. And then in the outfield for TCU, it's Colton Griffin in left, Chase Brunson in center, and then Sawyer Strohsnyder in right field. Big swing and a miss, a 3-pitch strikeout to Brady Janusek, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Baumler, and we are scoreless through one frame here in Waco. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Chip and Joanna Gaines are in the house on this Friday night. The owners of Magnolia, who have made such a difference in the Waco community over the last couple years, including the changing of the name of the field here at Baylor Ballpark, now Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark.
Yeah, Waco royalty, really.
Davenport, his first pitch to Brady Dallimore. Front door slider, called a strike. Dallimore, freshman first baseman for TCU.
First pitch strikes have been the key for Davenport so far.
The 0-1, another called strike, and another batter that he's gotten ahead in the count. 0-2.
Yeah, so far he is 4 for 5 on first pitch strikes. The only one he missed was when he hit the 3-hole batter.
This one a hard line drive into center field, and it's over Brady Janusek's head and all the way to the wall.
That's a very bad read by Janusek there. He thought it was coming in, and it just tailed right over his head 5 to 7 feet. Hits off the wall. Turns what could have been a routine fly ball into a no-out double.
That ball was torched, 104 off the bat, and Janusek thought that ball was going to die a lot quicker than it 5 feet over his head. So a leadoff double for Brady Dallimore. Puts the Bears in some early trouble, as Jack Bell will take that first pitch, called a strike. on the inner third.
And as an outfielder, you absolutely need to know which way the wind's blowing. Janusek out there and right thought that the ball was going to die on him, but with how hard it was hit and with where the wind's blowing, that's going back every single time.
That pitch misses low. Showed bunt as Kennett trying to appeal over to the third base umpire, Cale Smith, who says no swing. So 1 ball, 1 strike.
Through 19 pitches, only 3 balls thrown so far for Davenport.
As this one is fouled off of Bell's leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes, no outs, and a runner on second.
Great job commanding the zone so far. Definitely looking to leave a few less pitches right down the heart of the plate where some of these hitters are just feasting.
So Bell, one of 2 players over 300 batting average. He's at 305. This one a hard ground ball over to second. Right to Pearson Reebok, who tosses it over to first for out number 1, but that will advance Dallimore over to third as he serves as the first run of this ball game, now 90 feet away. And that'll bring up the catcher, Nolan Traeger. Who swings and fouls that first pitch back. 267 hitter on the season, 26 RBIs, and 1 lone home run. Sophomore out of Spring, Texas. This one, another hard ground ball into the shift, goes right to Pearson Reebok, who makes the play over to first, but that will score a run as Dallimore scores easily from third, so it's a sacrifice 4-3 ground out, and the Horned Frogs go up early 1-0.
Good fundamental baseball there, playing into the shift. Second baseman Reebok is playing almost into shallow right.
A lot of lefty hitters in this lineup as Lucas Franco, another lefty hitter, watches that first pitch miss the zone. It's 1-0.
2 balls right to Reebok, as I was saying, and that's just easy advancing the runner and scoring a run from second.
The 1-0 misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes to Lucas Franco. So out of the 9 in the starting lineup for TCU, only 3 right-handed hitters. As the 2-0 doesn't get the call, misses away. And it's a 3-0 count to Lucas Franco. He's a .220 hitter in his freshman campaign. That pitch misses inside, and it's a 4-pitch walk issued by Lucas Davenport.
The left fielder, number 11, Colton Griffin.
Second free pass that Davenport has allowed. He hit Chase Brunson back in the first inning. That'll turn over the lineup card for Colton Griffin, who led off this ball game with a ground out to second base. First pitch, a high fastball, called a strike by the home plate umpire, Joe Harris.
Davenport clocking it at around 94 to 95 miles an hour today already with that heater. Definitely looking strong off the rubber here.
So 2 outs, runner on first. Breaking ball in the dirt, check swing. Appeal over to third base, and Cale Smith says Griffin held back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sun now really starting to show. That pitch misses away. Throw over to second in time to get Franco, and that will retire the side. But TCU, on a sacrifice ground out by Nolan Traeger, takes a 1-0 lead. We're halfway through 2 here in Waco. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch your latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
One. So stepping into the right-handed batter's box is Tice Armstrong, who on Tuesday hit a game-tying two-run homer in the bottom of the 12th against UTSA. And what's been a classic Tice Armstrong scene as he looks at that first pitch called a strike. And he got the pitch that he's been able to hit so well, and that's that low and away slider, moving away from him, and he uses that long swing to pull the ball. He sent an absolute moonshot. This one, a front door slider, doesn't get a swing from Armstrong, but it's a called strike two.
Tice needs to lead this offense if we want to have a chance of winning this game today.
This time, low and away slider just misses the zone.
Also on Tuesday, Tice racked up his 14th home run of the year, which is the most by a Bear in a single season since 2012.
That pitch misses in the dirt.
He would need 16 to pass Josh Ludy for an even longer record, moving up the single season leaderboard.
2-2 ripped into left center field, and it's down for a base hit. Tice Armstrong rounding first, but he will stop right there. And it's a leadoff single for Tice Armstrong, the first Baylor hit on the evening. And he has just been a monster at home in 19 games. Coming into tonight, he's a .293 hitter with 34 RBIs, and 11 of his 14 home runs have been here at Baylor Ballpark. The transfer from UT Arlington, he hit well against the Bears when he was a Maverick, and he has just loved being able to hit in this ballpark for more than half of the season.
Pitch clock violation there. Not something you see so early. Took Perez a while to get in the box.
Yeah, that's the freshman Dylan Perez, who walked it off on Tuesday for his 5th career base hit. He fouls the 0-1 straight back.
Yeah, Perez not necessarily the guy everyone thought was going to be the hero. But he came through there in the 12th inning for the Bears, winning it against UTSA.
And it looks like Tice Armstrong advanced to second base. Maybe we have some mix-up. Maybe that didn't make any contact.
Yeah, I thought that made pure contact with the bat, but somehow he's there on second base.
As Perez pokes one the opposite way and goes foul. So we'll keep y'all updated on what we hear about this. We thought that was a foul ball.
Yeah.
But for now, Tice Armstrong is now on second base. No outs, 0-2 count to Perez. Here's the pitch from Baumler. This one ripped into right field, and it's down right in front of Stroh-Snyder. Armstrong will be held up at third, and it's back-to-back singles to lead off the bottom of the second for Baylor.
Perez is showing why he's hot right now. They have that ruled as a balk for Tice Armstrong there.
So in that exchange between Baumler and Perez, some nerves on both sides. You had The pitch clock violation by Perez and then the balk.
It's a great sight to see if you're the Bears. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Not necessarily the heart of your order coming up, but three guys who are very capable of dropping in a single and tying this ball game up very quickly.
So that brings up the redshirt freshman third baseman, Brighton Clements. As he looks that first pitch on the outer third, called a strike. And for Clements, had a rough start to the season when he was fighting for playing time with Cade Dodson. But in April, he's really started to find his own. 8 for 20. As the 0-1 doesn't get a swing from Clements, and another called strike. And so for both pitchers in this early going, filling up the strike zone, but not a whole lot of swings from either side. A lot of called strikes by Joe Harris. The 0-2. Swing and a miss from Brighton Clements, who's not happy with himself. Chasing that slider low and away. And that's out number 1.
It's another 3-pitch strikeout for the Bears. Definitely need to look to fight deeper into at-bats, especially if you're going to look at pitches early like that. Be able to fight off a pitch later on. But allowing the pitcher to get away with an easy 3-pitch strikeout like that is not something you can do if you want to fight deep into this game.
So Ty Johnson looks at that pitch inside. Back pick over to first, but Dylan Perez slides in safely.
Yeah, only 21 pitches thrown for Baumler on the mound through 1 in the third. Definitely want to raise that pitch count if you're the Bears here in the second inning.
And that one hits him.
Tice thought it was a wild pitch, tried to steal home there off of the bad bounce off the catcher, but instead it just nicked off of Ty Johnson there. Another bases will be juiced for J.J. Kennett.
And that's Ty Johnson's 7th time getting hit by a pitch. That's now a 4-way tie for the second most hit by pitches on the team. Johnson, who hasn't had a great year at the plate, you know he appreciates finding other ways to get on base. So the bases are loaded for J.J. Kennett with 1 out. Slider paints that low and outside corner for strike 1.
J.J. batting .274 in the year, but with runners in scoring position, he's batting .286. Definitely a clutch time hitter. Bears looking for some clutch from him right here with bases juiced.
Righty on righty, the 0-1. Line drive, and it is fouled down the right field line.
This is another time when the Bears are going to need to show their ability to dig deep when they're in the 0-2 hold. No easy 3-pitch strikeouts, no easy ground into a double plays. Fighting deep into an at-bat here is exactly what the Bears need if they want to score 1, if not more, runs this inning.
Here's Baumler out of the stretch as Kennett turns on it, but fouls it to the backstop.
Yeah, and that's a fighting pitch right there. That fastball looked high all the way out of the hand, but he knew it, and he knew he wanted to swing at it. Fought it off high, didn't swing and miss. Now we're seeing the 4th pitch in the 0-2 count.
Yeah, it's a contrast from what we normally see with a 2-strike pitch from Baumler, who typically goes with that low and away slider. Here's the slider that's ripped into deep center field. Backing up is Brunson. He camps under it, makes the catch right in front of the warning track. And Tice Armstrong will cross home plate easily. And we are tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the second. On the J.J. Kennett sac fly to center field. So Armstrong scores. Dylan Perez tags up from second base. And Ty Johnson will remain at first. So runners on the corners with 2 outs for Bo Caraway.
Another another player who steps up with runners in scoring position, batting .286.
That first pitch called a strike. So while he's hitting .286 with runners in scoring position, he's a .239 hitter overall.
Not a whole lot of action this season for Bo, coming off the bench most games. Only a freshman, but very, very promising future here.
Big swing on the high fastball, back pick over to first. And the first base umpire, Shane Metheny, says Ty Johnson was safe. Johnson, it looked like he got caught. He was behind by a step or two.
Yeah, he was trying to do the old fake steal, scuttle back to first, but he lost his footing there a little bit, slipped up, and almost got caught hanging dry out there.
So it's now 0-2, 2 outs, runners on the corners. Here's the pitch to Caraway. That pitch is upstairs. Johnson heading for second, and he's in safely. That's Johnson's 8th stolen base of the season.
Yeah, not the greatest stolen base percentage from him. 8 for 4 now on the year, but definitely a worthwhile attempt. Puts 2 runners in scoring position and leaves only a force out at 1 base. So definitely a valuable play right there for the Bears.
He has four caught stealings, tied for 6th in the Big 12. Bo Caraway looks at that pitch, low and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes now, 2 outs, and runners on second and third. Lifts this one into shallow left field, backing up is Franco, and he'll give way to Colton Griffin, who avoids a collision and makes the catch for out number 3, but a J.J. Kennett sac fly that scored Tice Armstrong ties this ball game up at 1. Through 2 innings, you're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
And a packed Baylor ballpark on this Friday night. Not a very common sight over the last couple of years for Baylor baseball, but you know when TCU comes into town, it's always a hot ticket. First pitch to Colton Griffin. Misses low and inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Griffin, who grounded out to second base back in the first inning. He came up to bat last inning, but Lucas Franco got caught stealing for out number 3. This one speared by Brighton Clements. His throw sails over Tice Armstrong. And that's been a struggle for Baylor's, finding consistent defense at third base. Brighton Clements looked like he had a great play. A high backhand, had to spear a ball that was scorched off the bat, but a poor throw puts Colton Griffin on first base.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a rush throw. He had more time there than I think he realized. got it off of a hard hop, hot off the bat. Impressive reflexes, but turned and fired way too high. Not the worst throw in the world, but definitely need to compose yourself a bit more before you throw that.
I want to strike to Cole Kramer, 0-1 to the Horned Frogs' second baseman. Struck out looking in the first inning, so he's 0 for 1. Throw back over to first, not in time.
Yeah, that's ruled an E5 officially there for Brighton, unfortunately. First error of the day for either team.
This one skied into deep center field, backing up is Bo Caraway, who makes the catch on the warning track and puts it away for out number 1.
And that ball is carrying. Caraway just taking continuous steps back. Finds himself on the warning track out near the 400 marker. But luckily it stays inside the ballpark. Didn't have quite enough carry behind it to find its way out.
Yeah, we've seen this ball carry plenty in the early going. That's one thing these outfielders are going to have to keep in mind throughout this ball game. It's already affected Brady Janusek as Lucas Davenport throws back over to first. The runner on first, 1 out with Sawyer Stroh-Snyder in the left-handed batter's box. Looks at first pitch in the dirt, blocked by J.J. Kennett.
One thing to note, last time up, Stroh-Snyder had a single poked the opposite way. Lefty batter pokes it into left field. The Bears were playing him in a deep shift. Travis Sanders, if he was playing in a regular spot, would have got that ball. Now the Bears playing him normally, so they're respecting his ability to push the ball.
This one popped up into foul territory down the right field line. Janusek gives it a look, but it lands in the berm. The right field foul territory. So 1 ball, 1 strike to Stroh-Snyder. Davenport gets set, and he deals. Breaking ball, called a strike at the knees. And it's a 1-2 count.
I think that might have been a curveball there from Davenport. Not a pitch he normally throws, normally more of a slider, change-up fastball guy. Trying to work in a 4th pitch here. Does so successfully.
Another throw over to first, but Griffin back in standing up. Yeah, that was definitely the slowest pitch he's thrown today at 79 miles an hour.
Yeah, that definitely just looped into the strike zone there. Bottom part hits the knees. Not a pitch any of these Horned Frog batters were expecting.
This one fouled off of his leg. So the count will remain at 1-2, 1 out. This Griffin will have to walk back over to first base. So Baylor all-time holds a 152 and 138 record against TCU, but it's been tough sledding in the Mitch Thompson era. Only 1-8 against the Horned Frogs. This one, a high chopper over to second, snagged by Pearson Reebok, who makes the toss over to first base in time for out number 2.
Center fielder number 15, Chase Brunson.
And Pearson Reebok has been busy through these first 3 innings. That's the 4th ground ball that's come his way. And that's something that we can expect from this lefty-heavy lineup.
Yeah, definitely seeing the ball well out of his hand.
That first pitch to Chase Brunson pulled away, ball 1.
Yeah, seeing the ball well out of his hand from the opposite batter's box and definitely looking to pull the ball down the right field line.
The 1-0 misses downstairs. 2 balls, no strikes. 2 outs and a runner on second. Front door slider called a strike. And it's 2-1 to Chase Brunson. Second team All Big 12 last year. So the 2-1 misses downstairs. He chose to come to TCU after getting drafted in the 18th round by the Blue Jays in 2023. So Brunson pops one up on the infield. It'll be right to Reebok, who makes the catch for out number 3. So Colton Griffin, who led off the inning, reaching on an error, he'll be stranded. And this ball game stays at Baylor 1, TCU 1. As we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Well, we are tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Sun is once again covered by clouds. And it will be the top third of this Baylor order that's due up. Travis Sanders, Pearson Reebok, and Brady Janusek. The trio went down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 1st.
Yeah, looking to get on base here and get a Baylor lead going here.
So on a hard ground ball backhanded by Lucas Franco. His throw skips in the dirt and not in time as Travis Sanders reaches on an infield single.
That's the key to having Sanders as your leadoff guy. Those legs, not only as a base runner, but out of the box, impressive speed to jump from that righty batter's box and gun down the line like that. Most guys probably will get called out on that, but impressive speed to accelerate from the box like that and dig out an infield single.
Yeah, and Travis Sanders, who's typically throughout the season been leading Baylor in a lot of offensive categories, has had a tough April, as he had mentioned, his first time up, as he bluffs trying to steal on that first pitch strike to Pearson Reebok. Sanders, since April 3rd, has gone 4 for 27. That's a 148 clip with only 4 RBIs and 3 runs as a throwback over to first. Not in time to get Sanders, who's already off the bag before the ball even gets back to Baumler. We've seen this from him a couple times this season, trying to get into the opposing team's head. Big swing and a miss. Reebok out in front of the 84-mile-an-hour breaking ball.
Reebok looking to dig in here, hit something into the gap. Sanders can score from first base pretty easily, so anything into the gap really could score a run here for the Bears.
Fouls the 0-2 back. The 0-2 called a strike 3 on the inner part of the plate. And a late call from Joe Harris.
Very late.
As Pearson Reebok will be sent down on strikes. So that's strikeout number 3 for Trevor Baumler. First one looking, that brings up Brady Janusek. That first pitch misses away. So Brady Janusek has sort of leapfrogged Travis Sanders in multiple offensive categories in April as he takes a big hack at the 1-0 and swings under the fastball.
You know, 1-0 count there, looking for a heater, gets it. Fortunately, just didn't time it up quite right.
He leads Baylor in 5 different offensive categories as the slider misses way outside.
And the righty Janusek, they're playing into a deep shift to the left. Second baseman almost behind the second base bag, leaving a huge push gap there. If he could sneak anything by there.
Throw back over to first, not in time to get Sanders. Yeah, you hope to see Brady Janusek get a single that was similar to Stroh-Snyder's back in the first inning, poke it the opposite way. As you said, a big hole, basically all 90 feet between first and second base. Another pickoff attempt over to first, not in time. Some collective boos from the Baylor faithful. 2 balls and a strike, 1 out, runner on first. 1-1 ball game. As Janusek is jammed up and fouls the 2-1 back. The bottom of the 3rd inning. Game 1 of a 3-game series between Baylor and TCU. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Brady Janusek can't elevate, and he'll be sent down on strikes. So back-to-back Ks for Trevor Baumler.
Number 11, Tice.
Brings up Tice Armstrong with 2 outs and a runner on first.
Yeah, Janusek, second strikeout of the day, but Armstrong up to bat here, 1 for 1 with a single. Definitely looking to get a hold of one here and break this one open as they're still playing him into a deep shift like they did Janusek.
Takes a big swing on that first pitch, fouls it on a slow dribbler towards the third base dugout. So on that single that led off the second inning, he advanced to second on a balk from Baumler and then came around to score on the J.J. Kennett sac fly. Fastball called a strike, back pick over to first. But Sanders will remain safe on the base paths. So no balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs to Tice Armstrong. Runner still on first in a 1-1 ball game. The 0-2 pitch. Up and inside. Armstrong having to turn his head back so he wouldn't get knocked in the chin. And now a 1-2 count.
Definitely backed him off the plate a little bit there.
There goes Sanders, a high pitch popped up into foul territory. Traeger gives it a look, and he has room and makes the catch to retire the side. Travis Sanders, the leadoff single, but he will be stranded in place as the Bears come up empty-handed in the bottom of the 3rd inning. But to the 4th we go from Baylor Ballpark. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
The heart of the TCU lineup is due up. 5, 6, 7. Noah Franco, Brady Dallimore, and Jack Bell. It's still a 1-1 ball game through 3 innings. Noah Franco 0 for 1 today with a strikeout in the first inning. He turns on that first pitch, sends it deep into center field. Looking back is Caraway, and it's gone over the batter's eye. And Noah Franco with a solo shot gives the Horned Frogs a 2-1 lead.
105 off the bat, did not look that hard from my point of view. But he got a hold of that one and blasted it straight, wind carrying out. Shot that ball, if I had to estimate, a good 430 feet into the batter's eye back there.
Franco's 3rd home run of the season puts TCU on top as Brady Dallimore looks at strike 1. This time a low slider, can't find that low portion of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Dallimore, who had a leadoff double in the 2nd inning on a stinger to right field that sailed over Janusek's head. So the 1-1 fastball again, can't find the zone, and that's ball 2. Two-one. Low and inside fastball gets the call, and the count's tied up at 2.
Up to this point in the game, Jeff, both TCU and Baylor lineups have been mirroring each other. Going into the 4th, very similar.
This one, another rip into deep center field. Caraway backing up, he leaps, and it's off the wall. Rounding 3rd and racing for 2nd. It'll be a stand-up triple for Brady Dallimore. And that one, it looked close to being out.
The wind didn't carry that one as much. It was tailing more to the left and just hit off the very top of the wall. I think Bo Caraway thought that was going to be higher than it was, but he could have reasonably caught it standing there on the track. Instead, he takes the jump. It hits low, bounces in, and left fielder Ty Johnson has to rush and grab that ball. So Dallimore doesn't get the in the park home run.
First pitch called a strike to Jack Bell, and that's a difficult ball to make a play on as a center fielder. He was turning back to the wall. He thought that one was going to be gone, and then he realized he could make a play. Made a good effort, just couldn't come up with it as Bell is jammed up and fouls it down the left field line.
Well, a strikeout here would be absolutely huge for the Bears. It gives them one more out, and it gets them one out closer to not expanding on this lead any further. A 2-1 ball game as it stands for the Horned Frogs with the go-ahead run on 3rd.
This time the ball is ripped down the right field line, but it twists out of play and foul. Yeah, and if you're Mitch Thompson and this Baylor coaching staff, you really want to see your Friday night guy be able to bounce back quickly after giving up a solo shot like that and then a triple. Is this one a chopper down the middle? Charging is Sanders, who makes the flip to first for out number 1. But Dallimore will scores. It's a sacrifice 6-3 ground out.
The catcher number 16, Nolan Trigger.
And makes it a 3-1 TCU lead. Davenport coming off his worst start of the season. This one, hard line drive into straightaway right field. Brady Janusek on to make the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, now with nobody on and 2 outs, Davenport here looking to just get out of this inning, get out of this frame, and allow the bats to come up and do their job. Not a crazy lead by any means. The Bears have definitely fought back from larger deficits. Now it's a matter of can the bats start to fire, really.
The first pitch to Lucas Franco misses upstairs. Yeah, they had a comeback win on Tuesday. It was their 3rd consecutive comeback victory as the 1-0 called a strike at the knees. And that was Baylor's 9th come from behind win on the season. So no strangers to playing with a deficit. The 1-1 changeup misses away. 2 balls and a strike, 2 outs, and the bases are empty.
That Noah Franco home run officially measured at 422 feet. I guess a 430, not that bad.
Yeah, pretty spot on. Pitch up and in, check swing. Peel over to third base. As Cale Smith says no swing. TCU currently up 3-1. Definitely not an insurmountable lead for Baylor. Jammed up and popped this one into shallow left field. And backing up is Travis Sanders, who makes the catch over the shoulder to retire the side. But a leadoff home run from Noah Franco and a sacrifice ground out to short by Jack Bell gives TCU a 2-run advantage over the Bears. It's 3-1 as we head to the bottom of the 4th. This is Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
To find out more about this.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
So Dylan Perez will lead things off in the bottom of the 4th inning. Brighton Clements will be on deck, and then Ty Johnson, the left fielder, will be in the hole. Baylor now working with a 2-run deficit. They're giving up a pair of runs in the top half of the inning. First pitch to Dylan Perez misses low and away, ball 1.
Yeah, and unfortunately Perez doesn't carry that same power threat that Noah Franco did in the 5-hole.
So he turns on the 1-0 pitch, fouls it towards that third base side.
Yeah, as I was saying, Perez, no home runs on the year. only 2 doubles, so definitely looking just to get on base here rather than to clobber one 420 dead center.
One misses away. Baumler trying to find that backdoor slider. Couldn't quite get it. Perez pops this one up into shallow center field. Chase Brunson calling off Stroh-Snyder, who gave it a good effort, but Brunson makes the catch for out number 1. So Dylan Perez now 1 for 2 on the night. Brian Clements, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the 2nd inning, steps into the right-handed batter's box. He lines that first pitch into center field. Brunson takes a couple steps to his right and puts it away for a quick out number 2.
Yeah, good launch angle, just not a lot of power behind that swing. Unfortunately, it just dies right where he's standing out there in center. Brunson takes a few steps back, but really doesn't even have to move on that ball. Easy second out there for the Horned Frogs.
And this is an ideal inning for Trevor Baumler, who's at 50 pitches on the dot. His 51st called a strike at the knees to Ty Johnson. You know he'll gladly take those one-pitch outs. So he deals the 0-1, misses outside. Johnson got hit by a pitch his one time up. That was back in the 2nd inning, and then stole second base. That fastball catches a good chunk of the zone, but doesn't get a swing from Ty Johnson. It's 1-2 now, 2 outs, bases empty. Breaking ball misses outside, and the count's all tied up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Called strike 3. And Trevor Baumler has sent down the last 6 Baylor hitters, as it's a 1-2-3 inning in the bottom of the 4th. TCU holds on to that lead. It's 3-1. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Well, the sun continues to set over Waco and over Baylor Ballpark. It's now 7:41 p.m. local time. We are through 4 on this Friday night matchup between Baylor and TCU. Horned Frogs trying to hold on to a 3-1 lead. First pitch to Colton Griffin, turned and fouled down the left field line.
Top of the order here for the Horned Frogs. Definitely not a time that you want to put runners on and allow them to extend their lead, which they would very gratefully do in a situation like this.
This one a bunt down the first baseline as Davenport will take it himself and flip it over to first in time to get the speedy Griffin. A good bunt by Griffin. Just got it a little too far down the first base line as Davenport hustles to make the underhand toss for out number 1. So that'll bring up Cole Kramer. Righty hitter against the righty pitcher. Doesn't get the call, and that front door slider misses downstairs. Big swing and a miss. Slider this time low and away. Gets Kramer to dig at it. Doesn't make any contact. It's 1-1.
Davenport started off with some hard fastball work, and now as he's cooling off into the end of his night, working in some off speed, low in the zone, getting hitters to swing and miss around the bottom half.
He's thrown 64 pitches so far, 44 of them for strikes, 20 of them for balls. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, bases empty for Cole Kramer. 0 for 2 tonight. That pitch skips in the dirt. 2-1 count now to Kramer, who's 0 for 2. Struck out looking in the first, flew out to center field in the third. He lifts one down the right field line, twisting. And Brady Janusek able to make the catch right in fair territory.
The right fielder, number 10, Sawyer.
That ball looked like it was going to twist more and more foul, but stays in play. The freshman right fielder able to put it away for out number 2.
The top 4 of this Horned Frogs lineup hasn't posed much of a threat as we expected today, Jeff. It's really been the bottom 5 guys that have been scoring all the runs here for the Horned Frogs.
First pitch, a big swing and a miss from Stroh-Snyder, who is on top of the fastball. Yeah, as you said, the top 3 in this lineup so far are 1 for 8. Stroh-Snyder's single in the first, and then Griffin reached on an error in the third. The 0-1 called a strike on that low and inside corner. Stroh-Snyder did not like that call. He gave the home plate umpire a little, I don't know about that. Hold up real quick.
Only 1 hit for the combined. Now this is the 12th at bat.
Big swing and a miss, and it's a 3-pitch strikeout. And K number 3 for Lucas Davenport. And it's a 1-2-3 inning, but we are halfway home from Waco. We head to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch your latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
back here at Magnolia Field at Baylor Ballpark, bringing you the bottom of the 5th inning here. Do it for the Bears, 8-9-1. J.J. Kennett, Bo Caraway, and Travis Sanders hoping to get a spark here for your Bears against Trevor Baumler, who had the fastest half inning of the game so far in the bottom of the 4th there.
And he's sitting at 5 strikeouts right now, including a pair of backwards Ks, and we've seen Baylor be very passive in these at-bats.
As that first pitch is taken low by Kennett.
And earlier in the season, Baylor's biggest issue in the lineup was being too aggressive, striking out all the time. But I feel like they've started to get into that point where they're becoming picky instead of just disciplined.
That pitch called outside and away by Joe Harris. 2-0 count now for the Bears catcher. Kennett batting .274 on the year. As that pitch is way wide, gets past Nolan Traeger, the Horned Frogs catcher. 3-0 count now to Kennett. Kennett, the lone RBI today for the Bears, had a sac fly earlier today to straightaway center, scored Tice Armstrong in the 2nd. That pitch called a strike. Kennett disagreed, threw his bat away, now goes to retrieve it. 3-1 count.
Yeah, that one looked like it almost hit Kennett in the elbow. He had to turn that front shoulder back.
Tight inside pitch, called a strike. Popped up. Shortstop running back on it, and that's going to drop into left center field. Poor communication between Franco, Griffin, and Brunson into left center gap, and it gets over the head of shortstop Lucas Franco, and that will be a single for the Bears. Nobody out and a runner on now, bringing up freshman Bo Caraway.
Yeah, and that's just a sight that's all too familiar and will really make your coach pull his hair out, because that's just a case of an infielder who just finds himself way in over his head. He's already 20 feet into the outfield, but that's a ball for Colton Griffin, the left fielder.
Pickoff attempt at first base there to Kennett. Back in safely, lefty Bo Caraway. Showing bunt, drops a bunt down the third base line, and that's a good bunt. Willock, it just rolls foul. That bunt had a lot of promise on it, but spun foul about halfway down the third base line.
Yeah, as you said, it was a beautifully placed bunt, but there's a little bit of a height disparity between the edge of that grass and the dirt, and the ball just caught the edge of the grass, and that kind of pushed the ball into foul territory.
Yeah, it just hit the edge of that plateau right there and nudged it ever so slightly into foul territory, but a beautiful drag bunt there from Caraway catches the Horned Frogs by surprise, as now they're playing with a third baseman in. As that ball is lined past the first baseman, and Caraway has himself a single as Kennett rounds, and he's digging for third base. He'll be in with a slide, head first slide. Runners on first and third for the Bears, and nobody out, and that'll bring up the top of the order here, Jeff.
Yeah, this is a key moment of the game. I know R.J. Rouet, we had mentioned, well, R.J. Rouet said that Baylor needs these timely hits. If they want to win, they need these timely hits. And this is where you need to get your timely hits. And this is a great part of the lineup. Now the card is flipped over as Travis Sanders is going to step up to the plate.
Yeah, and little meeting here on the pitcher's mound as the TCU pitching coach will go out and gather his thoughts with Baumler out there on the bump.
Yeah, it's Dave Lawn. Coming into the season, 39 years of coaching experience dating back to his first job as the pitching coach at Contra Costa College in 1986. Back in the Reagan administration, that's how long this guy's been coaching.
Wow.
He joined TCU back in the summer of 2023. He's entering his third season as the pitching coach for the Horned Frogs.
And the Horned Frogs pitching staff definitely looking to improve this year.
TCU pitching coach out of the dugout. First visit of the night for the Frogs.
As Mitch Thompson steps out, he's
That's
calling
Dave
a timeout.
Lon in his third season with TCU, talking things over with Trevor Baumler. Baumler at the moment, 63 pitches, 5 hits allowed, 1 run. It was earned. He struck out 5, hasn't walked a single batter. That's the key of what he's been doing tonight. No free passes for Baylor outside of that 1 hit by pitch that he issued to Ty Johnson early.
Yeah, that is the key to the game right now for Baumler. And we talked about that strikeout to walk ratio was 19 and 12 to begin the game. And
great month at the plate.
well, he is really filling up the strike zone. And
settle down.
Dave Long, longtime assistant, came over from Arizona, 39 years in coaching, mainly on the West Coast.
Stick to your game.
A great pitching coach, has done a good job with this TCU pitching staff, and now Baylor has chosen to take their offensive timeout.
But let's punch back.
What do you think is being said in the middle of that huddle with Mitch Thompson?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, as a starting pitcher, man, you know, you have a mound visit, and about 30 seconds in, you're saying, got you, coach, got you, I'm ready to go, let's go, right? I don't want to lose my rhythm on the mound. And so oftentimes you'll see this in college baseball. You take these offensive timeouts, and Mitch Thompson does on the heels of Baumler's visit from Coach Lawn, and so now it's going to be another minute or so.
Baumler would appear to be a little bit rattled out there on the bump. 2 straight hits to the Bears now brings the go-ahead run up to the plate. Pickoff attempt at first base, back in safely as Caraway. Definitely in the back of that pitcher's mind, as a double play ball would really help the Horned Frogs out right now. Sanders ready. Baumler pitching out of the stretch. Here's the pitch. That ball's fouled out of play over the roof. Count moves to 1-1.
Yeah, and this is the guy. If you want to look at numbers and you want to double play, Travis Sanders is the guy you want to pitch to. He's tied for the team lead with 4 double plays that he's grounded into this season. And this is a big spot where TCU is going to want to induce double play number 5.
That one right down the middle. Fastball at 90 miles an hour. Sanders caught looking there. It's a 1-2 count. Runners on the corners here for the Bears. Nobody out. Team captain up. Here's the swing. Fouls it straight back. Stays alive here. 1-2 count now for the Bears. Still for the Bears. A lot of nerves around the stadium right now. Very heated rivalry between the neighbors up north. One-two pitch. Bo Caraway on the move. He fouls it back, though. So Caraway retreats back to first base. And Sanders will see yet another pitch. Really fighting into this at-bat. Not seeing a lot of balls, but managing to work, if I'm not mistaken, his 6th pitch this at-bat.
Well, and that was probably what Mitch Thompson was talking about with his guys, is they're probably scheming up a hit and run, which if Sanders put that ball in play, they would have executed that to perfection.
Pickoff attempt at first base, no good again. Caraway back in safely.
Caraway had a great jump over to second base.
Definitely keeping a mindful eye on the runner over there. Runners on first and third, nobody out. 1-2 pitch. Pickoff attempt again to Bo Caraway.
Let's go, while we're young.
Fortunately, unlike the major leagues, there is no disengagement rule in collegiate baseball yet, so the pitcher can throw to any base as many times as he likes. Here's the pitch. Caraway on the move, fouled, out of play, over the roof yet again, and Sanders will see yet another 1-2 pitch.
Now, if you're Sanders, you got to be at least somewhat hopeful that you're staying alive and you're making contact, but you also got to be a little frustrated knowing that you're so close to executing this hit and run. You got Bo Caraway who's breaking it for second. You just need to swing a little bit higher up and square up this baseball. And you could, if it's in a good spot, you could drive in 2 runs.
Fouls back yet again, and while I agree with you, it may be frustrating for a hitter, it's even more frustrating for a pitcher who has a leading count throughout this entire at-bat. And somehow Sanders has worked his way to see, if I'm not mistaken, now this is going to be his 9th pitch this at-bat. After multiple pickoff attempts and multiple strikes over the heart of the plate, he cannot find a way to get an out right now. Still runners in the corners, 1-2 pitch. That ball's lined into outfield, and that will land and score a run as Caraway holds at second base, but Kennett scores, and Sanders makes this a 3-2 ball game. The Bears have scored the second run. Only a 1-run game now, folks.
That was just a great hit. That's exactly what Baylor wanted. Didn't do too much, didn't have to hit a home run, get it in the gaps, just be able to find the outfield and be able to at least score J.J. Kennett. And now it's a 3-2 ball game.
And this is going to be the end of Baumler's evening now, as we will step aside for the pitching change for the Horned Frogs. We will be right back on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Pitching change here for the Horned Frogs. The big lefty, Mason Brassfield. Jeffrey, what do you have on Mason?
Yeah, Mason Brassfield, the lefty out of Bakersfield, California, the sophomore, standing at 6'4", 215. He's making his 10th appearance on the season. Typically a starter. He's had 8 starts and 9 appearances, but this time coming out of the bullpen, a 7.13 ERA through 35 and 1/3 innings pitched, inheriting runners on first and second with no outs.
As you said, yeah, runners on first and second, nobody out. Pearson Reebok. Pitch clock not running yet. Now it's running. Lefty on lefty matchup here for the Bears. Third baseman in tight, first baseman in tight. Showing bunt, drops it, but that'll go foul. 0-1 count. Corners in. Heavy bunt prevent on that first play. Still playing in pretty tightly here on the grass. Reebok showing bunt again, and he drops that one down, and that'll go to the pitcher. He throws it over to first base, and that will get Reebok, but he does advance both runners. So now runners on third and second base. Stepping in the 3-hole hitter, right fielder Brady Janusek. 2 strikeouts on the day for him, both swinging. Definitely looking to improve that today.
Yeah, it's kind of some awkward defense from TCU. You had both of the middle infielders, Lucas Franco and Cole Kramer, also converging on the infield grass trying to make that play. So Brassfield initially turned over to second, but no one was covering and then had to keep on turning over to first.
Called strike there to Brady Janusek. Force out only at first base now, leading the tying run at third and the go-ahead run at second base for the Bears here in the bottom of the 5th. As that ball is hit to the third base, and that will score the tying run. So an RBI ground ball there for Janusek ties his game up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, just a good job of Baylor staying true to the small ball. You've got a bunt and then a sacrifice ground out to short. Obviously, you want to cash in a little bit more with 3 straight singles to start this ball game, but you will easily take 2 runs in an inning any day of the week and tie up this game against TCU.
Absolutely, as in steps the cleanup hitter Tice Armstrong with a runner on second base. That pitch called strike on the upper half of the zone there. Travis Sanders, the runner on second base. 11 stolen bases. Probably not looking to steal third here as the heavily shifted infield playing towards, as he is looking to steal, and he will make it into third base with the head-first slide. Very ambitious play there by the Bears to advance the go-ahead run here. Tice Armstrong took a ball in the dirt that looked like it almost hit him in the foot. Catcher Nolan Traeger guns it down to third base, but it was not in time to beat out the speedy Sanders. As no one's holding him on at third, he is flaunting over there as that ball's fouled down the third base line. He is toying with the pitcher here.
Yeah, and he just got stolen base number 12 on the year now, 12 for 13. Always a threat on the base paths, and that's one of the things that Baylor has missed most throughout April. It's not the fact that he's just not hitting, but the fact that he's not getting on base. You need him on base because he, as you said, he gets in the pitcher's head and distracts him.
As that ball's lined past the first base and pushed the opposite way by Armstrong, and that will score the go-ahead run. The Bears now lead this game 4-3.
And the Bears could not have executed this inning any better. You start off with 3 straight singles, and then you get a bunt to advance them from Pearson Reebok, a ground ball to short to score a run, and then Tice Armstrong with a beautiful line drive the opposite way, finds its way into right field and gives the Bears the lead. It's now a 3-run bottom of the 5th inning.
What a great inning here for the Bears, fighting back into this game now with the lead. Runner on first base, 2 outs as that ball is called outside to the 5-hole hitter, designated hitter, Dylan Perez, who is 1 for 2 today. He has a single, and he flew out to dead center field last time up in the 3rd. Swing and a miss at the high cheese there from Brassfield.
Yeah, and you can just tell on that swing that Dylan Perez is just letting everything go. He's just letting his arms flow, and he swings way on top of that high fastball. You really need to keep yourself grounded. Don't try to get out ahead of yourself.
That pitch called a strike on the bottom outside corner of the zone. Count moves to 1-2 here.
And Brassfield has all the leverage in this at-bat. He's caught Dylan Perez on his toes, not really knowing what pitch is going to come next.
Way outside there with what looked to be a fast slider coming in at 87 miles an hour. 2-2 count now. Lefty on lefty matchup.
I think that was a good job by Dylan Perez, just able to start taking a little bit more control of this at-bat. A good take on an outside pitch. Now look for a good one to hit.
That pitch called outside. Count moves full. Catcher Nolan Traeger relaying some information out here to the first and third baseman. Count moves full to the designated hitter. battling back in this at-bat. Here's the pitch, way outside. And that pitch gets past the catcher, Nolan Traeger, but Tice Armstrong not the biggest running threat on the bases, so he will just take second base. And this inning will continue for the Bears as Brighton Clemens steps up to bat. The third baseman is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a line out to center field. 2 runners on, 2 outs. Righty batter on lefty pitcher. Brassfield not having the ideal inning he expected. That pitch high and outside. Fastball gets away from him at 93 miles an hour. 1-0 count now to the third baseman. Brassfield kicks, delivers. That pitch swung on and missed. Changeup drops right into the plate. And Clemens was caught swinging. 1-1 count to the Bears' 6-hole hitter. That ball's lined into right field, and it will be caught. Hangs in the air for too long. And that will end the inning, but not before the Bears regain the lead as we go into the 6th inning. 4-3 Baylor Bears here on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Moving into the 6th frame of this ball game here. The sun is way down the third base line as the right field line looks very dark. Lights are bright. And Lucas Davenport steps in here for the 6th inning. 69 pitches for the righty as he throws a heater, called for a strike. 0-1 counts to the 4-hole hitter Chase Brunson. As I was saying earlier, these first 4 hitters, a combined 1 for 10 on the day, as that one's called a ball low. The changeup does not touch the zone. 1 for 10 for the batters 1 through 4. Reached on an error, hit by a pitch, and a single from Strohsnyder. That ball's fouled back by Brunson.
Yeah, and if I'm Baylor, if I'm Mitch Thompson and Sean Snedeker, I'm very confident in bringing Lucas Davenport back out, trying to reach or tie his season-long 6 innings. He's retired the last 6 batters he's faced.
That ball inside almost brushes the knees of Chase Brunson. The only question here is, can Davenport maintain? Sometimes deep into these starts, he starts to crumble in an inning like this, as that one's ripped down the third base line, but foul into the netting.
Yeah, I think he really just needs to utilize a lot more of his off-speed stuff. We've seen a lot of fastballs early, but if he can really dial up a really good slider, make maybe one low and away against the righty swinging Brunson.
As that ball is lined back up the middle, and Brunson will reach on a ground ball single to start off the 6th frame.
That's BaylorLariat.com. And click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Welcome back to Baylor Baseball here in the bottom of the 6th. Brief technical error as Ty Johnson up to bat. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Bears this inning. Ty Johnson currently up in the count, 2-1 against Mason Brassfield, who continues to remain in this game. That pitch taken high, 3-1 lefty on lefty matchup as Johnson will face a hitter's count here. That pitch high, ball 4. And the Bears work a walk early in the inning. Runner on early now brings up J.J. Kennett, who
getting the lead runner on base has been the key for Baylor. Both innings that they put up runs, they've gotten at least the first 2 runners on. So being able to get a guy like Ty Johnson, who's not a great hitter, being able to force a walk is a big deal in this inning.
Kennett showing bunt, pulls back just in time. Ball 1 to the Bears catcher. Kennett last time up had that blooper pop-up into left center field that nobody seemed to want to grab for the Horned Frogs, which led to a huge inning for the Bears. Another bunt attempt as that one drops down the first base line, and that's a good bunt. And Kennett will beat the throw as that pulls off the first baseman from the bag. Brady Delamore cannot hold on first base there. And just like that, the Bears have runners on first and second with nobody out. That brings up freshman Bo Caraway.
Yeah, J.J. Kennett is one of the more athletic and fast catchers in the nation, and he was showing off that speed. Once he laid down that bunt, he just booked it from the left-handed batter's box and put all the pressure on Brassfield to make a play on what was a beautifully placed bunt down the first base line against the lefty, who would have had to spin all the way around. Kennett knew that. He knew Brassfield would have to spin all the way around, and Brassfield pulling Delamore off the bag.
As that bunt attempt by Bo Caraway was lined, luckily foul and away from the third baseman Jack Bell's grasp. Not the ideal bunt there for Caraway to start the at-bat. 0-1 count to the center fielder.
Yeah, these last 2 innings have just screamed Mitch Thompson, Baylor baseball. Bunting, small ball, and it's effective. Using your guys' speed to your advantage, and it has worked. They put up 3 runs in the last inning and now got 2 guys on with no outs.
That bunt attempt pulled back but called a strike.
They call it a throwing error by Brassfield on that play. It would have been a tough out even if he didn't take Delamore off first with his throw, but still gets charged with the error.
Yeah, definitely a close call there by the scorekeepers, but at the end of the day, it was not the greatest throw, as that is a swinging strike 3 for Bo Caraway. 1 away for the Bears as the top of the order steps in, Travis Sanders, who is 2 for 3 today. Despite, as we said earlier, being very cold the month of April, having an amazing day today, looking to build this Baylor lead. So runners on first and second, 1 away. Righty Sanders against lefty Mason Brassfield. Very fast runner at second base in Ty Johnson, as that pitch is called low. Ball 1 to the Bears shortstop, one of the 7-team captains for the Bears. Transfer from Texas Tech. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That pitch, check swing, called a strike. Sanders does not like that.
Yeah, that pitch just missed his kneecaps.
And many Baylor faithful agree with Sanders. ABS has not been brought to NCAA Division I baseball yet.
Not yet.
No helmet tapping yet. Here's the 1-1. That pitch outside, ball 2.
Yeah, and Travis Sanders is a guy that you really need to be effective. One of the more veteran guys on this team as a redshirt junior. He's one of the top hitters for Baylor last year as a second baseman, and given the reins to the infield this year.
Pickoff attempt at second base there to Ty Johnson. Back in pretty easily. Not the greatest move there from Brassfield.
Yeah, I think it on a team that has so much youth to it, but a lot of youthful energy and speed, you need guys like Travis Sanders who can bring that veteran presence.
2-1 pitch called low. Very close call. Might have been a makeup call for the earlier pitch as the count moves to 3-1.
Yes.
And Travis Sanders, like you said, being a leader, not only is he batting .345 this year, which is ridiculously impressive at the Division I level, but batting .341 with runners in scoring position. He does not step down from big moments like this, as that ball's fouled out of play. 3-2, working into yet another deep at-bat like he did last time around.
Yeah, and just ever since he stepped foot in Waco, he's been such a good hitter. Not too flashy, just able to put the ball in play and leads to a high average.
Yeah, he's the ideal leadoff hitter here for the Bears. Double steal on. Ball fouled into the netting behind home plate. With the full count on, the Bears are opting for the hit and run here with 1 away.
Yeah, I like the move on the hit and run. You got a guy like Travis Sanders who does have pop, but he's not a typical power hitter like a Tice Armstrong. So when you really want to get runs and get some of these insurance runs, you want these guys off and running before he even swings the bat.
Double steal on again as that ball is going to drop into shallow right field. And the Bears will score a run. So the hit and run works to perfection for the Bears. 5-3 now. The Baylor Bears extend their lead here on the Friday night.
And that ball looked like it was at least going to be close to Stroh-Snyder in right field. He put his glove up trying to deke both runners on base, but it just died. That ball landed about 10 feet past the infield dirt, nowhere close to Stroh-Snyder, but good enough to get Ty Johnson to score from second and send J.J. Kennett from first to third.
So runners on the corners for the Bears, as yet again, the pitching coach for the TCU needs to step out and have a conversation with his players. Not loving what he's seeing out here on the mound. From the Horned Frogs is Dave Long. Oh, and we'll be right back as there's a pitching change for the Horned Frogs. Stay with us here on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch our latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News. Hey Bears! Are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Back in the bottom of the 6th, only one away for the Bears. Pitching change, number 48, the tall righty, Nate Stern, on for the Horned Frogs. Jeffrey, what do you have on Stern?
Yeah, Stern, a sophomore righty from LA. The Cali boy coming in with an impressive 2.84 ERA through 19 innings. 12 appearances, all coming in the bullpen. Has 23 strikeouts to 10 walks thus far on the season.
Reebok up at bat, squares to bunt but pulls away. That pitch for a ball, 1-0 count to the second baseman.
Yeah, he's a sophomore, but he's already had so much success with TCU. Last year, had 14 appearances out of the bullpen, 1 start, and had a team low 1.35 ERA through 20 innings. Also had 29 Ks as well.
That bunt squared up but foul. Hits off the batter in the batter's box. 1-1 count now. Stern definitely one of the better relievers for the Horned Frogs. Putting him in this situation, trying to keep this a 2-run ball game. Looking for that double play ball here. Pickoff attempt at first base. Sanders back in standing. Sanders definitely looking to get his second stolen base of the day. Not looking to get into a double play ball here. 1-1, 1 away. Runners on third and first. Kennett reminding Stern that he's also there on third base. Bunt attempt again, pulls back. Called for a strike as that curveball, 72 miles an hour, just loops into the zone so slowly.
Yeah, and if you're TCU, for either team, you want to control this series, and Friday night is the best opportunity to control the series. If you win on Friday night, you force the other team's hand because you just need to win one of the next 2 to win this series. So this is obviously a big night for both teams.
Bunt attempt back, out of play into the netting. And that will be strike 3 for Reebok. An unfortunate way to go down.
The right fielder, number 9, Brady.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan was there. Obviously, he must have either lost track of the count or just wanted to double down and say, you know, I know what I want to do. I know what I'm planning to do, and I don't care that I got 2 strikes. But for Reebok, just unable to cash in.
Mm-hmm. In steps Brady Janusek, 0 for 3 on the day. Strike called there to the freshman. Janusek looking to get his first hit of the day and really expand this Bears lead. Pickoff attempt at first base. Sanders back in safely. 0-1 count now to the Bears right fielder.
Yeah, obviously Brady Janusek, he's such a big threat at the plate, but with 2 outs, I think if you're Stern, you really got to focus on getting Janusek. If you get distracted, he'll be able to rip a pitch if you just hang it in the zone.
That pitch, wanted to hack at it, could not. Foul tips it into the glove, and that'll be a 2 strikes now for Brady. Brady definitely one of the more powerful bats in this lineup with 8 home runs, second only to Tice Armstrong. Like you said, this is a small ball lineup, not a lot of power throughout this lineup. But if there's 2 guys you need to watch out for a home run, it's going to be Brady Janusek and Tice Armstrong, 3 and 4 here. As Sanders is off, but that will be strike 3. Janusek down for the 4th time today, but the Bears get 1. It is 5-3 Baylor here on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Welcome back to the top of the 7th inning. Davenport still in this game. If he records 1 out, that'll be the longest appearance of the season for Davenport. And Jeffrey, how important is it to have starting pitchers going so deep into such a crucial weekend series like today?
Yeah, you need to keep your bullpen fresh, especially after a 12-inning thriller against UTSA on Tuesday where Baylor threw out 9 different pitchers. You want to keep your guys fresh throughout the rest of the series.
That pitch fouled straight back by the 8-hole hitter, Nolan Traeger.
Yeah, and that was pitch 86 on the night. And his longest outing, which was 6 innings against BYU, where he gave up 3 runs and struck out 12. He also threw a season-high 103 pitches, so he's got a little ways to go.
That pitch lined hard down the third base line, but curls way foul and out of the stadium.
Yeah, he's got a little ways to go before he gets that final pitch count limit that Sean Snedeker and Mitch Thompson are going to put on him. But you know, I'd let him ride. He's retired 9 of the last 10 Horned Frogs.
That pitch high. Possibly a setup pitch here to tunnel a curveball to drop in there. Wouldn't that be a sight to see? Another curveball there from Davenport. Here's the pitch. That ball's popped into right field at the warning track, and that is gone. Nolan Traeger brings the Horned Frogs within 1 as he kisses that ball goodbye. And Davenport allows a leadoff home run, his 4th earned run of the game. And just like that, it is a 1-run ball game now.
Yeah, it's just when you leave a ball like that right over the plate, a team like TCU, they're going to have somebody who's going to take care of that. And he just mashes that ball over the right field wall. But now you got to bounce back, right?
Yeah. Now up is Lucas Franco, and Sean Snedeker is going to go out and have a little chat here with Davenport. Definitely looking to leave him out there for a little while longer, but unfortunately leaving that pitch is definitely grounds for a discussion, I would say, with the coach and the catcher. So see what they have to say, see if he can bounce back against the 9-hole hitter Franco here and possibly clean up this inning.
Yeah, and you could tell that Davenport was not expecting Traeger to jump on that first pitch. You know, TCU has been throughout this ball game, watch that first pitch and then get ready to swing. But Traeger says, let's not cut or waste any of this time, and just cuts to the chase. So I think now you want to at least get this one out, give some time for anybody who's warming up in the bullpen.
Well, Lucas Franco up to bat as that pitch is called for a strike. The Franco brothers both playing in the lineup today, Noah and Lucas. That ball lined, but caught out in left field by Ty Johnson. What a play out there.
The left fielder, number 11.
So that brings up the top of the Horned Frogs lineup. Colton Griffin steps up to the plate. Colton today is 0 for 3. Infield at regular depth. Third baseman Brighton Clements in a little bit. Is that ball just to Brighton Clements? He gets it off a hop, and off the one bounce, he is out. What a play by Brighton Clements at third base, making the diving leap and the throw. Tice Armstrong doing the splits to record that out.
Yeah, we're gonna get a review. I don't know about that call at first base. I thought Colton Griffin had gotten there in time, but the initial call is out by the first base umpire, Shane Metheny. Which, I mean, it was a close play, but at first glance, I was pretty confident that TCU had that infield single. A tough play for Brian Clements nonetheless, and a great effort, but we'll see what the call is.
We will be right back after this official review here on the Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Catch your latest broadcast every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Well, after a quick deliberation from the umpires, he was ruled safe. So Colton Griffin will receive the infield single, but still a very impressive play at third base from Brighton Clements. Not enough to beat out the fast legs of Griffin. So runner on now with one away for the Horned Frogs, and in steps Cole Kramer, who is also 0 for 3 today. Pitch inside. 91-mile-per-hour heater from Davenport.
Yeah, I think you got to tip your cap to Brian Clements. That one's not an easy ground ball to get. Had to fully extend and dive to his right and then turn to his left and make a dart over to first.
As that one is on to Sanders, on to Reebok, and over to Armstrong. 6-4-3 double play. And the Bears work their way out of the 7th. However, the Horned Frogs do score one. It's 5-4, Baylor Bears. Stay here on Baylor Lariat Radio for the bottom of the 7th.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, You haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Welcome back to the bottom of the seventh here. Up now for the Bears, we have 4, 5, 6, Tice, Dillon, and Brighton. Up first, the cleanup man, Tice Armstrong. First baseman is 2 for 3 today, improving his average to 296 on the season. One of the many Bears runs to come across the plate today as that ball's fouled straight back. 0-1 to the power hitting righty, who, despite being a power bat, is also able to make good contact all around. Batting close to 300 is not something you normally see from your 4-hole hitter. Second pitch way over the head of the catcher, as Nate Stern is still out here for what would be his final third of an inning. Pitched 2/3 last inning, worked the Horned Frogs out of a first and third jam. 1-1 pitch in the dirt, and the Baylor fans are letting him hear about it. One pitch way high, one pitch way low.
Yeah, I think that's got to be a wake-up call if you're Nate Stearns. You got 2 pitches that have not even been close to competitive.
And a third pitch that's uncompetitive, that's over the head of Tice again. So one pitch so high the catcher couldn't grab it. Second pitch in the dirt before it hit home plate. And the third pitch that is over the head of a guy who stands at 6'4". That pitch in the dirt. So after a solid first pitch strike, 4 very, very poorly located pitches, puts Tice on first base with a walk. And that'll bring up Dylan Perez, the designated hitter, who is 1 for 2 tonight with a walk and a single.
Yeah,
the Bears yet again are in business.
If I was Tice Armstrong on that last pitch, my mentality is you swing only if it's a hanging pitch. If it's not, you do not swing, because based on the earlier pitches in that at-bat, it's not going to be a strike, and you're going to get a free 90.
Yeah. Normally a 3-1 count is a hitter's count, but in a situation like that where the pitcher is throwing so erratically, I agree. Just take a pitch, settle in, and if you get to a full count, then you can work your way out of it then. As that pitch is popped up into shallow left center field. Center fielder Brunson underneath it, and that will be the first out of the inning for the Bears.
Yeah, interesting decision by Dylan Perez to swing on that first pitch again, considering how erratic Stearns was in his plate appearance against Tice Armstrong. I guess, you know, he found a pitch that he wanted to hit, and he just got a little under it and popped it up into left center field. But I would have waited. In my opinion, I would have waited, let Stearns throw a strike first and see first before I start swinging.
Stern delivers, and that one is fouled over the roof. Third baseman Brighton Clements up. He is 0 for 3 today with a strikeout and 2 foots. Looking to improve the base runners already on right now. Base runner already on, I should say. Work to get runners in scoring position and hopefully extend this lead after the Horned Frogs cut the deficit to 1. That ball's fouled into the netting. Quickly 0-2 now to Clements.
Well, it seems like the last 2 Baylor hitters are not afraid to swing. It looks like Nate Stearns has really started to find his own took a deep breath and locked back in after a poor plate appearance to lead off this inning against Armstrong.
Tice gets his lead at first base. 0-2 pitch. Swung on the dirt and missed. 2 away after the erratic walk to Armstrong. We'll bring up left fielder, graduate student Ty Johnson.
Yeah, that was a great strike 3 pitch. A curveball down in the dirt to Brighton Clements. Stern knew that Clements was a little too swing happy on those first 2 pitches and used Clements' aggressiveness to his advantage. Got him to fish for 1 out of the zone.
Johnson today hit by a pitch and walked, along with 1 strikeout. First pitch to Johnson, way inside. Another rather wild pitch from Nate Stern. Baylor fans continuing to let him hear it. 1-0 count to Johnson. That pitch right down the gut. 1-1.
Yeah, and if you're Baylor, you got to love that the fans are starting to get into every pitch. Home field advantage has not really been much of a thing for Baylor over the last couple of years. So taking advantage of a crowd like this, you can't help but feel good about yourselves and feel confident.
That pitch showed bunt, pulled back as the ball was over his head, and I mean right over his helmet. Pulls back in time and then appealed on the third base. Third base umpire Cale Smith says he did not go. Count moves to 2-1 in favor of Johnson.
Yeah, it looked like Johnson just kind of froze on that bunt. Pulled back at the last moment, but on a pitch like that, you want to be able to pull back a little quicker.
That pitch foul tipped back into the netting. Count moves even, 2-2, 2 outs. Runner on first base. Ty Johnson up to bat. Looking to find a way to drive home Tice Armstrong. Not the fastest runner, but very doable. That ball skipped in the dirt, almost in the grass out in front of home plate. And that count will move full now to Ty Johnson. Armstrong will be on the move here. Bears batting .308 as a team on the day. 3 walks, struck out 9 times, and they were 5 for 17 with runners on. Full count, payoff pitch. Looked at, called, ball 4.
Ooh.
And Stern thought he had it on the inside lower corner, but was not seen the same way by Joe Harris. And that will bring up catcher J.J. Kennett.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Stern thought that was strike 3. That was a pitch that Joe Harris has called a couple of times tonight. Low and inside to the lefty, Ty Johnson. And it was a competitive pitch. If it missed, it didn't miss the zone by much.
So in steps the catcher, J.J. Kennett. J.J., a sac fly, a single, and reached on an error that was a very well-placed bunt. That pitch called high. 1-0 count to the junior catcher. Every time he's been up, he has made an impact. Looking to do so again now. Here's the pitch. That pitch high. Again, over the head. Kennett not the tallest batter, but another very high pitch. 2-0 count now as the Horned Frogs are going to have a talk out on the mound.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, if you're TCU, if you're their pitching coach, Dave Lawn, right, if Baylor, if they hit against you, if they've got a good eye at the plate, that's one thing, but one thing that you can't have your pitchers doing is throwing a bunch of non-competitive pitches. You need to keep these hitters guessing. You can't let these Baylor hitters be confident that they're going to see a couple of balls and get ahead in the count, and then eventually you're going to have to catch up and throw the ball down the middle and try to work your way back and give Baylor a good pitch to hit. You can't have that if you're TCU with 2 runners on.
2-0, 2 outs. That pitch in the dirt. So it's a 3-0 count now to catcher J.J. Kennett with 2 runners already on. I would assume he does not have the green light here and will be told to hold up and see what Nate Stern offers him on this 3-0 pitch. He swings at a ball that is way high out of the zone. I'm not sure who gave him that green light, but nonetheless, he works himself into a 3-1 count on what would have been ball 4. Not the greatest heads-up play there from Kennett, getting aggressive.
Yeah, I guess Baylor was just banking on getting a competitive pitch, a get-me-over fastball right down the middle.
And that pitch is also high, same location, but Kennett does not swing. It will load the bases up, and that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Bo Caraway, who was 1 for 3 on the day.
Yeah, now it's time to cash in. Baylor needs these timely hits, and Bo Caraway, who's not been the most impressive hitter this season, really has a chance to start making another mark in his freshman campaign.
Absolutely. Does have 1 hit today, and it came around to score in that heroic 5th inning for the Bears. That pitch high again. So Stern really struggling to find the zone here.
Caraway, he's a good hitter in this situation, a .333 average with bases loaded, but more importantly, he's .364 with 2 outs.
Here's the pitch. That pitch called a ball.
Oh.
Must have been just outside. Looked very good from up here. And they're signaling to the bullpen now, so we're going to have a pitching change. Nate Stern cannot find the zone. We'll be right back with bases full here on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Is Walter Quinn's very unique. Oh, hold on now. We have a timeout here on the field as Mitch Thompson's going to gather the runners and have a meeting here with bases loaded. But as you were saying, Jeffrey, Walter Quinn has a very unique windup. Take us through what he does.
So when he does his leg kick and he puts the ball back, right, he's a righty thrower, and so with his right hand, when he puts that ball behind him, he sticks it out way behind him, not just down, but way
all
behind him.
All the way towards first base.
Yeah, basically pointing towards first base with the ball, and then into a sidearm throw, which must be to throw off any batter he faces and their timing, because I don't know how you come up with a pitching form like that. That's one of the most unique and strange windups I've ever seen.
Well, doesn't pay off for him there, as it is now a 3-0 count to Bo Caraway here. And the Bears fans are on their feet. They are excited. 3-0 count, bases full. Bo Caraway up. Pitch called for a strike. Hitters count now for Caraway, as the Bears are looking to extend this lead going into the 8th. Pitch outside, and that will walk home a run, the 4th walk of the inning for the Bears, and it is now 6-4. Baylor leads.
Yeah, it's a tough situation to put Quinn in. You got bases loaded, 2 outs, and he's already coming in behind in the count, 2 balls to no strikes to Bo Caraway. And so in the end, he threw 2 balls and a strike and gives up that run, but the run will go against Nate Stern. But the bases are still loaded now for Travis Sanders, who can really swing the door open with a good swing here.
Top of the order, and Sanders is hot. 3 triples today as that ball is low. 1-0 counts. These TCU pitchers are nervous. They are not finding the zone. And Sanders is raking today with 3 singles, 2 RBIs, and 1 run scored himself. That pitch also low. So that will be 4 balls to 1 strike so far for Quinn out of the bullpen. Not what TCU is looking for. Dave Vaughn definitely did not make this move just for another guy to come in and throw a walk. That pitch lined to right field and will be caught on the move to his left is Stroh-Snyder. Bears do score a run, extending the lead to 2, but are not able to cash in with the bases loaded as they'd like to. Moving into the 8th, Bears 6, Horned Frogs 4 here on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Stay informed and stay connected with Lariat TV News. Tune in to LTVN every Friday, your go-to source for everything happening on campus and around Waco. From breaking stories to exclusive interviews, we cover campus events, student life, sports updates, and more. By the students, for the students. Every Friday afternoon on YouTube by searching Baylor Lariat TV News.
Here we are in the top of the 8th. Bears leading 6-4. Pitching change. After an impressive day by Lucas Davenport, he'll be replaced by lefty R.J. Rue. Jeffrey, you were in the press conference this week, and Rue had a lot to say. What was he telling you?
Well, he was being asked a lot about being moved into the setup role, which is what Baylor has him in today.
That pitch inside almost clips him. 1-0 count to number 10, Sawyer Stroh-Snyder, batting in the 3-hole.
Yeah, and he said it's been fun learning this new kind of role in the bullpen.
That pitch outside is now it moves to 2-0. Kennett's going to have a quick chat with them, as will Travis Sanders.
Yeah, and he was talking yesterday. He said, you know, he's putting a lot of trust in in the Baylor pitching staff and his coaches. And he gave a special shout out to former Baylor pitcher Will Glatch, who he said has been helping out the guys in the bullpen this season. And it's paid off for Ruwe so far. He's got a 3.06 ERA through 17 2/3 innings, as well as 22 strikeouts to only 7 walks.
That pitch is right down the middle. 2-1. Ruwe facing 3, 4, 5, Stroh-Snyder, Brunson, and Franco. As that pitch is high, count moves to 3-1, a hitter's count now for Stroh-Snyder.
Yeah, and if everything goes according to plan in this inning, pitching will be exactly what Sean Snedeker drew up. You got Lucas Davenport going 7, and then you got Ruwe setting up for Bunch to close.
That pitch just hits the outside half. Count moves full. Stroh-Snyder today 1 for 3 with a single in the first inning. That's a swing and a miss.
And that's the Baylor
85-mile-per-hour slider right past him. And with that, there is 1 away here in the top of the 8th, which will bring up Chase Brunson. Brunson last time up did hit a single. And Mitch Thompson was simply using RJ for a setup position, as it looks like this is going to be the end as he's coming out to the mound.
Wow.
So
only 1 batter.
Only 1 batter for Ruwe, got the job done. And they're going to save him for a later day this weekend. So stand by as we have a pitching change here on Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Welcome back to the top of the 8th. After only 1 batter, RJ Ruwe is replaced by the closer, Caleb Bunch. Definitely an interesting move from Mitch, as he will probably opt to keep Bunch in for the last inning and 2/3 of the first game of this series. Definitely not a move we expected. What do you have on him, Jeffrey?
Well, on the other hand, Caleb Bunch is no stranger to going over an inning. 5 of his last 7 appearances have been either 2 innings or 3 innings. The only time he's gone 1 was back on March 27th against Houston, and then on April 7th at UT Arlington. But he's had an unbelievable season, a 1 ERA flat through 27 innings, 29 strikeouts. He's given up only 3 runs across 27 frames.
That's a strike right in there. 89-mile-per-hour fastball from Bunch.
Well, and we were talking about how RJ Ruwe was talking about his role. He also gave a lot of props to this guy that he sets up, Caleb Bunch.
That ball is popped out of play. 0-2 count now for Bunch to Chase Brunson. righty Brunson on
that. It's been awesome to see him go out there and just do his thing and have fun and get after it. And that's what he's been doing all season, is getting after it.
Swing on and miss. 3-pitch K. And Bunch is rolling already, just like you said.
Yeah, and he loves to use the slider down. He's not much of a flamethrower. He loves to sprinkle in a lot of breaking balls down in the zone. That's one thing that makes him such a good pitcher and made him so effective this season.
That pitch called a strike to designated hitter Noah Franco. Franco had a home run solo shot in the fourth, 422 off the batter's eye in center. Bunch looking to push this to the ninth. That ball is lined foul. Past a diving Tice Armstrong, but probably only 4 or 5 inches.
And you know Franco's eyes just lit up once he made contact with that ball. That one was scorched off the bat just a little too early.
Yeah, Franco.
No review.
Oh, wow.
TCU's going to review. Wow, I did not think that was particularly close. I thought that was pretty clearly a foul ball, but.
Well, stand by here on Baylor Lariat Radio as we are going to a review break.
Hey Bears, are you a freshman or senior? Freshman and senior portraits are now being scheduled. Watch your Baylor email for more information on how to reserve your sitting.
Welcome back here to the top of the 8th. Umpire reviews. Ball is foul.
Yeah.
Took a little longer than we expected.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 8th here at Magnolia Field. The Bears hoping this is the last time they come up to bat today. We have 2, 3, 4, Reebok, Janusek, Armstrong. The former two having a slow day, 0-3 and 0-4 respectively. Reebok hoping to find his way on base here against Walter as that ball is lined hard the opposite way and foul down the third base line.
Yeah, if you're Baylor, momentum is going your way at the right time. Baylor's pitchers, they're feeling it. They struck out the side in the top half of the 8th. And for TCU, their pitchers have been struggling.
That pitch outside and low. Ball 1 to Reebok. 1-1 count now. Walter Quinn from the stretch. That's low. Two-one count now. That pitch called for a strike on the lower outside quarter. 2-2 count now to the sophomore second baseman. Lefty batter on righty pitcher. 2-2 delivery. Foul down the first base line. Fighting and staying alive is Reebok.
Yeah, Baylor's had the leadoff hitter get on reach base the last 3 innings. If you can get Pearson Reebok aboard, this would be big.
As that ball is hit deep right field and gone. A Sikkim slam for Pearson Reebok, and the second baseman turns his 0-for-3 day around with an 8th inning home run that extends the Bears' lead by 1. It is now 7-4 Bears. And what a moonshot that was.
Yeah, Pearson Reebok, a guy who's had no home runs on the year, was able to find that upstairs breaking ball and just toss that thing into right field. He got every last stitch of it for his first home run in the season, a guy who's not a power hitter by any stretch of the imagination, and he comes up big to give the Bears another insurance run.
That pitch called a strike on the lower half of the zone to Brady Janusek, the freshman right fielder. And like you were saying, leadoff batters getting on every inning. Reebok said he'll do you one better and hit one out of here and score himself. That pitch outside to Janusek, now 1-1.
Yeah, and it shows you just how important getting that first out is. You got to take control of the inning, and that first batter.
That pitch also outside.
And that first batter is really the sign of whether you're going to be in control of this inning or if you're going to have to be playing from behind. And while the bases are now empty, you still are playing from behind.
That pitch is lined into left center field, and that's going to drop down for a single. Very good arm out in center field there from Brunson. Gets that ball in a little high, but secured, and that'll be a single for right fielder Janusek. Quickly 2 hits in this inning for the Bears, and that's gonna most likely, well, it draws Dave Lawn out from the dugout to have a talk at least.
Yeah, they've got some guys warming up in the bullpen right now.
All eyes are looking there, and it's gonna be the end of the night there for Walter Quinn. Stay with us here on Baylor Lariat Radio as we step aside for this pitching change.
Hey Bears, are you always the last to know about what's happening at Baylor? Are you left quiet in a group when talking about last week's game? Well, you haven't gotten your morning buzz yet. Did you know you can get your dose of current Baylor news every Tuesday through Friday straight to your inbox? The Baylor Lariat Morning Buzz e-newsletter provides you with breaking Baylor stories, local events, and in-depth sports coverage daily. You can be in the know on all things Baylor. If you aren't already buzzing, go to BaylorLariat.com. That's BaylorLariat.com and click the subscribe now to get your morning buzz from the Baylor Lariat. News for the students, by the students. We'll see you in your inbox.
Back here in the bottom of the 8th, nobody out and runner on first base. Pitcher coming in for the Horned Frogs, number 33, Cade Durnan, the 6'3" righty. Jeffrey, what do you have on Durnan?
Yeah, the redshirt freshman right-hander out of Lynn Creek, Missouri. Not been easy sledding this year, a 5.54 ERA through 13 innings, but I want to touch on that 277 whip. And part of that is due to his 16 walks and only 9 strikeouts in 13 frames thus far.
Runner goes from first, and he will be in, not even a throw down. Brady Janusek gets the stolen base without even an attempt there from the catcher Traeger. And yeah, you're right, 277 whip, a number so scary my papers almost flew away. And that pitch was a ball to Tice Armstrong. It is a 1-0 count to the power batting righty. That ball's hit, and that will be past the shortstop. Janusek rounding third, going home. He dives, safe.
Wow.
And the Bears lead this game now 8-4 here. As the runs keep coming.
A lot of props to Brady Janusek. Got his team leading 15th stolen base of the year. That's 5th in the Big 12. And then he just continues to show off that speed. Doesn't get the stop sign from the third base coach, Jim Blair, and just beats out the tag at home. Some great hustle all the way around the bases. And the Bears now taking a commanding 8-4 lead.
Well, Tice Armstrong is now 3 for 4 on the day, and that will bring up Dylan Perez, the lefty freshman, to go against Cade Durnan. That pitch is way high. Ball 1, and it really would appear that TCU is beginning to wave the white flag, bringing out such a non-competitive pitcher here in what was a close game. Now runner on first base, still nobody out. That pitch called a ball outside, it must have been. 2-0 count now to Perez. Another interesting stat about Durnan, 16 walks to only 13 innings pitched. He's averaging a walk an inning. This could be his walk of the inning here. That pitch is lined, and that will get down into left field. Perez has a single. That'll advance Tice to second base. The Bears continue to roll here in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, when you put this lineup side by side now with what they were a month or two ago, they are completely different. Back when they were playing in Houston and in Round Rock, they were striking out left and right, weren't getting a whole lot of offense, and occasionally getting some clutch hits to get a win here and there. But looking at today, they're able to string together plenty of hits, capitalize on getting early base. In the last 4 frames for the Bears, they've gotten the lead runner on, and they have scored in each of these last 4 innings. You need to get that first runner on, and they've been controlling each one of these innings. And this TCU pitching staff just continues to reel as Baylor's now put up, in the last 4 innings, they have put up now 7 runs. 7 of Baylor's 8 runs have come between now and the 5th inning.
And in steps Bryton Clemens, who is 0 for 4 on the day, showing bunts. He drops that one down to the pitcher, throwing on to first base, and that ball gets away from the second baseman covering the bag. That'll score 2 runs. As the error from the pitcher, Cade Durnan, a terrible throw onto second baseman Cole Kramer, bounces high off his chest and into right field. And just like that, Armstrong and Perez both score.
Wow, if TCU didn't think it could get any worse, it just got worse. That was a beautiful bunt by Bryton Clemens. A tough play for the pitcher, Durnan. Skipped that ball in the dirt, and it hit off of Dallimore.
And up to bat now, we have Ty Johnson, lefty graduate student, with Clemens, who got to second base. That curveball called a strike. As I was saying, Clemens reaching second base there on the error from the pitcher.
And keep in mind, Baylor's already put up 4 runs in this inning, has a runner on second, and there's still no outs.
That's a swing and the miss there from Johnson, out ahead of another slow pitch, 77-mile-per-hour curveball. Durnan finding himself deep in a hole here that he himself had dug. 10-4 Bears as they put up a 4 spot with nobody out still here. As that pitch is dribbled to the second baseman, Cole Kramer, on to Dallimore, and that will be the first out of the inning for the Horned Frogs, but it does advance Clemens to third base.
Yeah, I was about to say, even though it was the first out of the inning, it's still productive, and you can tell that it's no longer just Baylor's performing better than TCU. It's that Baylor has gotten into TCU's head. TCU has been falling mentally throughout this game as it has continued and progressed. And I think this inning has really been the culmination of all that.
The umpire issuing some sort of a warning there. Pitch clock now back on. 0-0 count, and in steps the 8-hole hitter catcher, J.J. Kennett, with runner on third. That pitch called a strike. Fastball at 87 hits the bottom half of the zone. Kennett now is 0 for 1 on the day. Or sorry, 1 for 1 on the day. Reached 3 separate times, but only once did he reach in a manner that counted as an at-bat.
Yeah, what an odd day for J.J. Kennett. A sac fly in the second, and then a single in the 5th. Reached on an error after that, and then his last plate appearance in the 7th reached on a walk.
That pitch chopped, and it will be to the second baseman, Cole Kramer, on to Dallimore, but it will score Clemens from third base. So now base is clear, but the Bears are up 11-4 here in the 8th. And I'm going to be honest with you, Jeffrey, with a lead this large, do you bring out Caleb Bunch for the 9th still, or do you rest him for a day when you might need him more?
I would, at this point, just rest him. I mean, there's really no reason. You could bring in a guy that you don't pitch all that often. I know on Tuesday, Caldwell McFadden came in extra innings and was fantastic. Maybe that's a guy you want to bring out in this game to close it.
I absolutely agree. In a 7-run game like this, there is absolutely no reason to tire out your best bullpen arm. Give him a rest and allow your guys to enjoy this victory here on a Friday night, as that pitch is hacked on and missed. 1-1 count to Bo Caraway as the first pitch was in the dirt. Second pitch swung on and missed. So nobody out here, 1-1 count, 2 outs. Bears put up a 5 spot in the 8th so far. That pitch inside and tight. Caraway doing the bend to get away from getting plunked by a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Dernan really turned that one up. That pitch fouled onto the TCU dugout. Down the first base line, it is a 2-2 count. So 2-2, 2 away. Caraway up to bat here in the bottom of the 8th as the Bears just opened this game wide. That pitch looked at for strike 3. Caraway knew it, but it really doesn't even matter anymore as the Bears put up a 5 spot in the 8th, extending their lead to 7. And we will be back with the top of the 9th here as the Bears look to close it out in Baylor Lariat Radio.
Hey there, Bears. Are you living your best life this year at Baylor? Well, we've got great news. The Baylor Roundup Yearbook has been right there with you, capturing those memories at every event. So don't forget to buy your 2022-23 Baylor Roundup Yearbook today and share your memories with friends and family for generations to come. But wait, did you already graduate? Don't worry, we've got you covered. We have yearbooks dating all the way back to 1896. So visit our website today at www.baylor.edu/roundup and order your copy. That's www.baylor.edu/ROUNDUP. Have a great year, Bears, and sick 'em.
The top of the 9th inning, meet you on your feet and loud for your Bears.
Welcome to the top of the 9th inning, and the crowd is loving it. Caleb Bunch still in this game, despite such a large lead. They're going to let him stay out here and finish up this game, hopefully rather quickly, facing off against 6, 7, 8 Dallimore, Bell, and Traeger. That one called for a strike, 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Just painting the edge of the zone here is Bunch. That pitch looked at for a ball. One count. Swung on and missed by Dallimore. 1-2. That pitch in the dirt from Bunch. 2-2 count now to the freshman first baseman. Here is the 2-2. Swung on and missed. Third strikeout of the day for Bunch. And he is feeling it. Strutting his stuff around the mound, reminding the Horned Frogs that this is not Fort Worth. They are not welcome here.
Yeah, I think before this inning, when the Baylor offense exploded for 5 runs, Caleb Bunch, if there was any thought of him not finishing this game, he probably told his coaches, "You are not taking me out of this game."
That pitch check swung, but called for a strike regardless. Jack Bell, the junior third baseman, had a very quiet night tonight, 0 for 3. That pitch gets away from the catcher, J.J. Kennett, but he pays it no mind as there's nobody on. 1-1 count now to Bell. One pitch. Looked at for a ball. Kennett asking where he missed. Very close pitch, but just high, it appears. 2-1 pitch from Bunch. That ball is popped out of play and over the third base roof. So another 2-2 count now for Caleb Bunch here. Who has lowered his ERA to .96 and his whip to exactly 1. Looked at for strike 3. And Bunch is rolling. 4 batters faced, 4 strikeouts, and the fans are waving the Horned Frogs home.
I mean, this is
electric.
As long as the Bears hold on, and barring any major comeback from TCU, this is one of the best home wins, if not the best home win in the Mitch Thompson era. What a statement.
As the fans begin to get on their feet, Bunch does throw a ball low and inside there to the 8-hole hitter, Nolan Traeger. Traeger 1 for 3 today with a home run in the 7th. He did, in fact, catch a ball hanging. As that fastball is right there. 1-1 count, 91 miles an hour as he really dials up his fastball. Yeah, does Bunch.
People are getting up on their feet here at Baylor Ballpark. They're excited. They want to see their first home win.
Swung on and missed. It is now a 1-2 count. And every single person, every single Baylor fan in the stands is slowly getting to their feet. Bunch winds, looks, kicks, and deals. Swung on and missed. 5 strikeouts, and Bunch says, "This is my town." Game, set, and match. Bears win game 1, 11-4, with Bunch punching out 5 to end this game. What a way to end it for the Bears. And especially in those back 5 innings, Jeffrey, as you said, really coming alive, scoring 10 of their 11 runs and cementing themselves, as you said, one of the best wins in the Mitch Thompson era. I would even say at all, let alone in a home game, away game. This is right up there with the game against Ole Miss as a really, really well-played game by the Bears to come and win this.
Absolutely. What a statement by Mitch Thompson and his team, getting their first win over TCU at home since March 20th, 2022. It has been that long since the last time that they beat the Horned Frogs. It's been long overdue. And what a way to win, as you said. Like, it just kept on devolving. It kept on unraveling for TCU and their pitching staff as the game went on. And for Baylor, what they did so well on this at the plate today is they got guys on base early, and they stayed with it. They didn't get too ahead of themselves. They didn't try to go for the big swing or for the extra base hits. They went for singles. They went for walks. They went for hit by pitches. They did anything to get on base and to advance runners. Multiple bunts, whether sacrifice or infield singles, it just worked out, and you could tell that it really got to that TCU bullpen, and it really got into their head. And Baylor coming up in a major way on this Friday night.
Absolutely, and like you said, the numbers reflect that. TCU, as a team, batting .212 today. A very abysmal line for a team that's trying to compete for the Big 12 title. Whereas Baylor batting .353. And it's like you said, in early March, the Bears were not doing this. They were not putting up these kind of numbers. Batting .571 with runners on third with less than 2 outs. 4 for 7. How crucial is that to score runners in a game like this? Absolutely phenomenal team baseball from the Bears all the way around. 2 long balls did set them back a little bit there in the 3rd and 7th inning respectively, but an absolutely amazing start from Lucas Davenport. I mean, truly one of the best all-around games that I've seen from the Bears this season. from the starting pitch to the end. They fought, and they fought hard.
Yeah, and after a win like this, that good old Baylor line looms a little bit more special in the air tonight. Baylor athletics haven't really had any success against TCU, no matter what sport, but baseball getting the job done early. Now they take control of the series that we mentioned is so important, winning on this Friday night. Now they just need to win one of the next two to get their first series win over the Horned Frogs since 2019. 6 years. It's long overdue, and this could be the team to do it. We said this is Baylor's best chance, and we saw that on display tonight.
Absolutely, and I think this team wants it right now. I think that's exactly what they're showing right now, is that start of the season, they didn't know how badly they wanted it. And now that it's coming down to the final month, the final stretch of the regular season, they're showing exactly how much they want it leading up to the Big 12 tournament and exactly how much they're willing to give and put on the line to beat a rival like TCU and to push themselves ahead and to hold the 6th spot in the division all by themselves now, and hopefully even climb even higher up to that 4th, maybe even 3rd or 2nd spot. I mean, every team is within one game of each other down the next, so it should be a competitive fight here down the stretch of the Big 12 title, Jeffrey.
And what's already been an exciting Friday night, what's even more exciting is that we're just getting started. This is only game 1 of a 3-game series, but we'll be back out tomorrow afternoon. First pitch at 2:05 p.m. broadcast right here on the Baylor Lariat Radio will start at 1:50 p.m., so make sure to tune back. And we look forward to seeing you there. We thank you for joining us on this Friday night. Bears with a big statement win, 11-4. Baylor 11 runs on 12 hits. TCU 4 runs on 7. Lucas Davenport going 7 innings. That's his longest start of the season, giving up 4 runs and striking out 5 on 94 total pitchers. Trevor Baumler gets his loss. He falls to 1-3 on the season, as Baylor improves now to 22-15 on the season and 9-7 in conference play. And for the Horned Frogs, they drop to 22-15, same record overall as the Bears, but now sit at 8-8 in Big 12 play. But we're just getting started. We're just getting heated up on this weekend. The Revivalry is back, and we saw Baylor Ballpark come alive on this Friday night. But that'll do it from us here in Waco. And thank you for joining us. Alongside me is Andrew Denk. I'm Jeffrey Cohen, and you've been listening to Baylor Baseball on the Baylor Lariat Radio.